Welcome to Sandy's Sewing Studio. This is a video on how to get ready for the tote bag class. I want to show you what to do to get ready for class, and actually the more pieces you have cut out, fused, and quilted, the better chance you have of actually finishing your project in class. So, of course, the first thing you need is your pattern. And the patterns come with bag stays. And if you wanted to make this bag all over again, you don't have to repurchase the pattern because we sell the bag stays separately. And you need your fabric, and it calls for 3 separate fabrics. And if you look at the picture on the front, I could count at least 4 fabrics on here. So you could use as many fabrics as there are pieces in the bag. You can use as many different fabrics as you want. It's all up to you. And you need single-sided fusible batting, which I use Pelon fusible fleece. And you need some foam, which we sell inner foam Bozal at the store by the yard, and that's what I use. Single-sided fusible. You need Clover Wonder Clips, which, of course, you know, way better than poking yourself with a bunch of pins all the time. And you need a chalk or other marking pencil, erasable marking pencil. You need a 12-inch separating zipper. We sell these at the shop, but if we don't have one that you like, if you can't find one, I do keep a stash, and I can sell you one if you need one. Now, in your pattern, you get a sheet that sort of looks like this. It's a little bit longer. It's got the curved pieces on the top. I keep that for reference purposes. I don't cut that up. But you can get an extra piece if you don't have a copier. If you have a printer, you can get an extra piece on the Quilts Illustrated website called quiltsillustrated.com. Go to the drop-down menu, click on Replacement Cutting Labels, and just choose Tool Tote, and you'll get this printed out. I actually just picked the second page to print out because the first page is the curves. And I have actually found that the curves, an old CD works perfectly to cut out the curves. You just put it on the edge of your piece, trace it, and cut it. It works perfectly. So I don't even use the templates in the pattern. Now on your pieces here, the yellow pieces are the fusible fleece, PFF, Pelon, I don't know what their P stands for, but Pelon fusible fleece is what I call it. And then the green ones are the foam, the inner foam. You can use soft and stable, whatever you like. And fabric A, fabric B, fabric C. And you can mix and match these, whatever you like. If I'm doing more than these fabrics, I just write on each piece fabric pink, fabric stripe, whatever I'm doing. And then when I have the pieces cut out, then I cut out these little scraps to pin or clip to the actual pieces, and then I'm ready to start fusing. So the first one we have is the outer bag front and back. That is going to be showing up right here. This is the outer bag front and back, and what's nice about this is they're 2 pieces 12 by 14, and what's nice about that is they're seamed at the bottom, so if you have a directional fabric like mine, then it's always going to be right side up. You don't have to worry about it being right side up on this side, upside down on that side, or anything like that. Those are going to be sewed together on the bottom and fused to your foam. Then you're just going to quilt from the top down only about 5 or 6 inches. You don't need to quilt much further than that because it's under the pocket and you won't see it anyway. The next piece is the bag handles. Just cut out your handles, cut out your fusible fleece, and that's good to go until class. Let's see, next one up is outer bag end pockets. And those look like this. Actually, this is the outer bag end pocket here, and this is the lining. The outer bag end pocket lining is a little bit bigger piece than the actual bag, end pocket. So you're going to sew them together. Then you're going to fold it in half and press it. And you're going to fuse your fusible fleece to your outer pocket side only. And it does hang out over the edge here, and it doesn't cover the seam allowances on this side. And then you're going to quilt it from the line out only, without the backing. You don't want to quilt this to the back at all. I did that once and I had to restart the piece. You don't want them to be so quilted together. And let's see, the next piece is outer bag front and back pockets. Now that is put together similarly. You're going to sew the outer bag front and back pocket linings to the pockets, and then you're going to leave about half inch or so and fold it down. It's not going to come down past. These are the pieces here. In fact, I'll show you on this one. This is the outer bag front and back pocket. This is the outer bag front and back pocket lining. And you're going to fold them down. They only come down this far. They don't cover the whole piece. And you are going to quilt these through from the line down about probably 5 or 6 inches. You don't need any more than that because it's the bottom of the bag. You're not going to see it, and it's going to be fine. Then the next piece is inner bag lining front and back. That is similar to the outer, but instead of putting it on foam, you're going to be fusing it to fusible fleece, and you're only going to be quilting it 4 inches down. As you can see on this one, I just did like straight lines across. But you only need 4 inches down because the rest of it's going to be covered with pockets. So 4 inches down on one end, 4 inches down on the other end. That's all you need on that. And inner bag lining ends. Now these pieces you have to be careful of. They look like a square, but they're 10 inches by 9 inches. So if you have directional fabric, make sure it's going the right way before you quilt your 4 inches down or cut your corners off. You don't want this to be sideways and have the corners on the wrong sides. But this one is on fusible fleece and it's only quilted 4 inches down. And the next one is outer bag ends. The outer bag ends are 10 inches square, so if you have non-directional fabric, it doesn't matter which way it goes. And these are quilted all over. You can do as much or as little as you want. I just did like an X and then some little extra lines there. Outer bag front and back pocket linings, and that was included with the ends. That's just the lining. And inner front and back pockets, and actually inner end pockets as well. They are just folded in half, pressed in half, and you put your fusible fleece on half of it without including the seam allowances, and then you just top stitch it. You don't need to do any quilting on the pockets if you don't want to. I didn't. And those are all your pieces. And that's basically all you need to have ready before class. Like I said, if you need a zipper, I have a stash. I'll probably have a color that you might want. But I'm looking forward to having you in class. I can't wait.